Hi, this is Duhaime for TheRebel.media. Today I have a favor to ask you. I need your support. As you know, next Sunday there's a historical election that is coming up for the first ballot for the presidential election in France. Currently, the polls are putting Marine Le Pen of the Front National a little bit ahead, but it's a race. It's a four-way race to know who's going to be on the second ballot, who are going to be the two last candidates standing. And we thought at The Rebel that we need to cover that directly. We cannot trust the traditional media to go there and talk to us about the extreme right, the Islamists, the racists, you know, all the names they use to tag them, and talk about the extreme left that is up and coming right now in France, and talk about them like if they were moderates. We need your support to give you the truth, to tell you what's going on. French people, like the Americans during the last presidential election, or like the British in the last Brexit, are sick and tired of their political elites. We want those people to talk to you directly. And for that, well, my friend Luke and I need to go to France. We need to meet them. We need to talk to them. As you know, I'm French-speaking Canadian, and we'll communicate with our cousins in France and try to translate that so you have the right information. We cannot trust the CBC to bring you that kind of information anymore. You're giving a lot of money. As you know, Trudeau gave them another over $600 million to the CBC to cover that election where they're left biased. We don't need that. You need something with the real people, and The Rebel can do that job for much less, for a fraction of that price. Actually, we're flying on Air Transat with the cheapest airplane tickets we could find at $750 each. We're staying at Airbnb, $150 a night for 5 days. That's another $750. And we have a few cabs here and there, food and a few transportation issues probably, and maybe a little bit of material, but that's about it. We're talking about a few $1,000s. We need between $3,000 and $4,000. So if you could be generous, please give us a few dollars. It doesn't need to be a few $100s. Just $5–10 makes it. I mean, there's no small donation. There's only generosity coming from you to cover this historical election. It's a four-way race. Something could happen there that we haven't seen before, and we want to bring that message to Canada. It will resonate because many of us are sick and tired of seeing what's going on in France, and this is why actually we see Marine Le Pen raising. We see what's going on in the streets that are transformed into almost open-air mosques in some neighborhoods in Paris. And we also see the multiculturalism and what's going on and the effect of those politics that we know way too well here in Canada. And we know that what's going on in France is going to reach us one day if we don't move ahead. So we want the message that the French people are sending on Sunday to resonate in Canada because of your generosity, and we'll be there for you for The Rebel. This is Duhaime for TheRebel.media. If you want to help us, and if you want to have the real information about what's going on in France right now, please go on rebelfrance.com and please donate. We need your generosity so we could afford to bring you back that kind of information.